You've noticed that I took a little bit of a break, but I'm going to be doing a table on my back door, like I said in the video where I was spray painting everything. And so I'm also gonna do a door handle release back here because so if anyone's in the third row that the seats don't fold down, you have to basically come out the back, and that'll allow my kid to pull like a little loop to open the door herself, or just if I camp in here, I'll be able to open the back door as well. So that'll be something I do since I'm in here with the door off. So what I'm gonna do is just drill a hole in it and then basically tie some paracord to it with a little piece of tube there so it doesn't rip, and it should in theory just pull up and open the back door. So I've got a piece of wood that we have on a let me show you. So instead of buying a bunch of wood and junk, I'm gonna use this thing. So it's just like a wooden tabletop on this little island thing that we don't even use. So it's almost like cutting board material, and I've already done some pre-measuring where I need to trim it, and yeah, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna drill a hole in this. I may end up seeing if I can pull this over, drill a hole close to the edge. It might be kind of diagonal, and then basically tie to it. And then what I might do is run it through this door as well as the rear panel, so that way it has a little bit of strength. An expert at tying knots, but I mean that should do the job. So the idea is to run it up and then pull it to release the door. So I'm actually gonna go inside it and see if it works. All right, so pretending like it's pulled up here. All right, the door's fully closed. That works. Beautiful. I hope it don't fall on my face. This is kind of what I came up with. So this should mount up just high enough with the hinges on it to still clear everything here. And then I'm gonna have to cut right about here, and I've already marked it, but I'm gonna remark it again just in case. But it'll still allow me to use my OEM tool holder thing over on this side. And I like that this is recessed because maybe I could mount some knives or like cooking utensils here in the future, just like with a small screw or something. So I think first things first, I'm going to remark my cut, make sure the hinges fit, and then so these are the hinges I got. They're actually stainless steel, 1.5 by 12 inches long. So I was gonna get like the baby ones, but I feel like these would probably be a little bit more stable. And I measured, if I measured correctly, it's actually 24 inches exactly. So the entire bottom of the table will have a hinge on it, just to add a little bit more structural rigidity to to be able to put my stove and stuff up here. And so this is how I've got it mocked up so far. Just barely enough room here to where this will still open just fine to access my OEM tools. And I need to scoot it over just literally like that much. It was just sitting over there, so that fits. This is a good line right here, and I'm going to actually mark the holes just so that way I know where the hinge needs to go back, because I have to take it off to cut it. And then I'm going to cut it around here, and then shout out to my neighbor for letting me use his jigsaw to do that. And obviously I'm going to remove these little screw things that used to be at countertop. So I'm going to mark these holes, and then I'm going to get cutting.
Can you run in and use the restroom?
Yeah, man.
How's the table coming along?
So far, so good. Alright, so this is where I'm at so far. I got the paracord in, and so I pretty much just like tied a knot and put a washer there. And I think this is gonna work. I'm not trying to, lay on this thing or anything. I just want to be able to cook on it and stuff. And then obviously when it folds up, it'll just kind of tuck in, and then the one back here will be behind the door panel. So I got these in, and they're not the most sturdy thing ever. I think if it gives me any problems, I'll probably get some really small nuts and bolts and then build some little like pieces of metal bracket to go behind the screw holes. But I can always do that when it's on the vehicle too. So I'm gonna finish this other one up, and then this one over here, and then put it on the car, see how it looks. Hello. All right. So everything's pretty much done. Done. So pretty much this is what we got. Obviously, this is not complete. This is just how far I've gotten today, and it'll do the job for now. So this is my release for the door handle. I think I need to revisit it. It's a little hard to pull. I can do it, you just saw me do it, but it's pretty hard to pull, and I don't think a child will be able to do it. I will be able to do it if I'm camping here, but I think I need to go in there and just move this somewhere else, perhaps over here, so that it's pulling the latch sideways just like the actual door handle does. But either way, I'll figure that out eventually. The table, I had to cut a little bit more because I didn't realize I had it flush with the edge of the door panel. I didn't realize that the door panel actually goes behind the panel in the car, so I had to trim it here a little bit. As far as my little mount things go, they're actually pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. What I may do is, so this washer is just behind the panel, so if I put too much weight on it, the panel starts to bow. I really don't plan on using this thing for much other than my little stove, which doesn't weigh but 3 or 4 pounds. And then, making a sandwich or something. I'm not really a huge overlander. I'm not going to be, like laying down on this thing or anything. So I think I might pull the door panel back off and actually put the washers behind the metal. And that way they're not just connected to the door panel. But even though the hinge seemed kind of flimsy, I don't think the weight, especially when open, the weight isn't resting on the hinge. The weight is resting on this. So that's actually a pretty good thing. So I think just need to pop it off and then just drill a hole and run the washer back behind the metal frame of the door instead of just in the plastic. Yeah, you see, like it'll bow the plastic a little bit. And then I tied an extra knot in these to get it a little bit higher, because it was basically level, and you put any weight on it, it was facing, leaning forward. So now I tied an extra knot in it, and now it's slightly upward. So I need to basically remove that knot and just kind of revisit that a little bit. One thing I really want to do is I think RagoFab makes that like molly panel to replace this stupid net. And that way I could mount maybe like some cookware or something like that here, some useful things. Obviously I have my paper towels here, which I think is perfect. And then, I don't know, I was going to do one of those little paracord handles for this, but this thing actually went back on pretty sturdy, so I never use it anyways, it's just there. And as far as a latch goes, this is actually a hole from where my shovel was mounted. But I just used this for now, and I just looped it around like that just to keep the table up. And that's all I could come up with for today to just keep it up. Eventually I want to put like some type of latch that like clicks in, like a gate latch. Put me like a small gate latch or something, nothing ridiculously massive. But yeah, everything works. It's it's been the next few weeks and amount of however long it takes to kind of figure everything out and just to make sure that everything is where I want it to be and where I'm happy with it. So it's going to take some time to figure everything out. The main thing is I can still access my tools here just fine, which is what I wanted. And then one day, if I don't need these tools, I'd like to put more, maybe I could move some first aid gear inside of this pocket, or maybe I could put my knives and cookware stuff in there, or maybe a place for a little handgun or something. I don't know. But this is what I came up with, and I'm really happy with it. So I'm actually going out to the beach tomorrow, so I figured it was a perfect time to get it in and tentatively done, and then I can go ahead and test it out tomorrow. So thanks for checking that out. Let me know if you have any questions, and eventually when I get around to kind of finalizing and redoing some things, I'll probably put another little snippet up on YouTube just to finish off the project. So thanks for watching. All right. So it's actually been about 2 weeks since the earlier part of this video was filmed, probably even more. My friend Dom was over. We cut a hole in the side of his Tacoma for the snorkel, got that installed, and then that day he was doing his body mount chop and stuff to fit his 33s. So I have used the table now twice just for like making sandwiches and stuff. And it works pretty good. Definitely ready to revise it so I can use it more this summer and stuff, and this spring. I'm actually going on a trip April 4th. So what I'm thinking is, I'll show you. So this is how I open the door. And because the latch, I don't have a latch and I have it like tied up, the tie just falls out, and so the thing is stuck open. So I've got to go in and flip the table up so I can get the door open. So because I have the like washer mounted behind the plastic piece, if you like slam this down too much or you put too much weight on it, the panel starts to pop out. So it's what I'm going to do is pull this out, mark where this hole is, drill into the door frame, and then run it behind the door frame so that way it's more stable. The bottom is holding up great. The actual cables are holding up pretty good. I'm not too worried about them. It's not the most pretty thing in the world, but it does the job. So that's what I'm gonna get started on now. I also picked up a latch for it that I hope works. I'm gonna take you along with my revisions and hope it comes out pretty good. So pretty much the one on the right side lines up here. The one on the left side lines up here. So I'm pretty much just going to drill a hole and then run the stuff through it I don't think it'll be much of a problem because even if it's not straight on, it's still anchored here. It's not going to be like falling out and stuff. And it's not going to be putting all that pressure on the actual door panel. So I think it'll be fine. We'll see how it goes. This stuff is awesome. I think I paid like $3.50 for this whole roll. It's like 50 feet or 100 feet, something like that. But it's like, I mean, you could, I don't know what it's rated for or anything. It's just from Walmart, but I really think you could like tie some of this together with something else and tow a car with it. It's ridiculously strong. So I'm just gonna get a lot just to be safe. So I think in one of my videos, if you follow me, I was talking about how I want to do this every week, but I've actually gotten super busy the last month or two to where it's almost impossible for me to make a video every week. And honestly too, I mean, I don't think I'm doing interesting enough stuff for it to be worth recording every single week. You know, I've actually been working pretty good amount, so that's been nice. So I've been busy with that. We both got new cars, so that's been cool. I actually want to make some videos of our cars because I haven't seen too many videos of mine especially out yet. And so we got a new Volkswagen Atlas and I got a new Jetta to replace my Golf that was breaking every other week. So a lot of good stuff has happened. A lot of good days for me, and yeah, so I'm pretty stoked about all that stuff, as well as I finally got the tire situation figured out on the GX here, so that'll be coming. I got a really good like how to fit 35s on the GX video, and also along with that was a kind of what I did and my situation. And I ended up, you know, taking my sweet time trying to get that produced, published and stuff. So I still have all that to compile, and I actually edited the video and I just never published it, but I want to add to it. So I'm gonna go back and finish that. So yeah, it's been busy, but all good stuff. This stuff is really cool. So I don't know if this is even in frame, but like you just melt it at the end and it like shrinks down. And it like becomes like a hard plastic basically. It's probably very toxic to breathe it in, but you know, I got the garage door open. All right, so I also, while I'm in here, I'm gonna revisit my door pull. So if you saw the earlier part of this video, I drilled into, geez, it's so dark. I drilled into there with this paracord, and basically I can pull up and it releases the door latch, which is nice for like camping and stuff. But I had it run right up here and it's super tight, like the angle's not very good. So I'm trying to think if I run it this way and then up, if it makes the pull, you know, easier, because the latch goes this way. So I kind of want to revisit that, and I think I might drill in here and then run it, like maybe drill diagonally so it's almost like a straight pull this way, and then tie it up, you know, at the top of the door panel. So when I pull, even if I pull this way just a bit, it pulls the latch that way. I don't really have a good, you know, solution for that, but I'm gonna try to figure something out. So I've got these drilled into the door, so these are for the table, and that's not ever gonna go anywhere. And yeah, I'm gonna see what I come up with for this, and then we'll get it back. We'll get the door panel back on and see how it works. Got everything back on. I had to relocate this, so there's like a little bracket here for the little door handle, and so I ran it. The thing goes over here, up around that bracket, and then there. So that way when I pull up, it's actually pulling this way on the bracket as like a point of, I don't know, fulcrum or something like that. Anyways, I am not now, nor have I ever been some type of expert at tying knots here. That's probably apparent. I'm going to begin reassembling this, and then when I finish up this little video, the only thing I'll have left to do is tie this into some sort of knobby, loopy thingy, I don't know. So, yeah, I want to get this done quick because I talk too much. But pretty much the table's done. It'll be ready to rumble for my trip. And I mean, you can see, you can put some weight on it. It jiggles at the bottom a bit, but that's all right. I'm not going to be doing any drumming on it, but I'm going to be cooking on it, so that will be perfect. And overall, very pleased with my work on this. That's good. All right, latch time. So I got like a little gate latch. No, it's upside down. Yeah, like a little gate latch. This is what I came up with for the latch. I mean, this is pretty solid. I'm not being easy on it here. But so you just press it up, table comes down, ready to eat, cook, do all your stupid crap over here. Put a, you know, use it as a cup holder, and then I think if you just push it up, it'll click right back in. And it clicks in, but it'll probably wear in a little bit because the paint's still fresh on it, but yeah, so flip it up. I'm gonna catch it with my other hand, flip it up. Table comes down. And then, there you go. If you slam it up, it actually latches in fully. That's pretty sweet. I'm really happy with that. I would say that that's a success. Table's done. I need to figure out how to do this little loopy thing that I want to do. That thing. Man, that's awesome. So I got to figure out how to. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, this was actually a tabletop that we had in the house, so really, can't really give you too many ideas on where to buy something, but I can give you dimensions right now, so you know exactly what size you'd need if you have a GX as well. You could just get a big old cutting board. So it is 26.5 wide by 19 tall. It used to be a little bit wider, but I cut some off here to clear the door and everything. So I'm actually really, really happy with this. This came out excellently. So yeah, hope you enjoyed me ranting and doing this for the last 2.5 weeks total. I'm gonna wrap this up and get to clean my new car for the first time. Thanks.